This part work has been supplied to me free of charge from Fanhome.com. Please pop along to their website and see all of the other build-up part works that they have to offer, as well as other collections of collectible things. I would like to thank Fanhome for providing me with the part work so I can produce these videos for your enjoyment and educational needs. If you'd like to build one of your own, pop along to fanhome.com. They're available in many countries worldwide. If you do want to build one, leave a note in the comments to let me know how you're getting on, and let me know how I'm getting on as well. I'd like feedback of all types. So thank you once more to Fanhome for providing me with this kit. I hope you enjoy the build. Let's get on with it. Hello, I'm Chris. This is Gross Models. Welcome to issue 87 of building the Dodge Charger RT. In this issue, we're going to be doing some exciting stuff with windows. But before that, of course, we look at the magazine. In the world of the Fast and Furious, we're looking at the Lycan Hypersport Treasure with an Engine. That looks evil. It looks nasty, and it looks... I like it. I don't like the way the doors open backwards. That's just a bit crazy. But as a car, oh, it's the one that they jump between the skyscraper. Yeah. It was very, very strange. But, you know, it looks evil. It looks fast, even parked. Yeah. 245 mile an hour. It's pretty impressive. Yeah. A bit more impressive than that. That probably did 45 mile an hour. But there we go. The Dodge Coronet, 1945 to 1956. Right. So the left door window is what we're going to be doing. We've got some gears and, yeah, door handle and things like that. Not door handle, the windy thing. Not electric windows on this. So we've got that to do. There's a couple of pages there that I missed, which are the building parts, which I shall be doing momentarily. But first of all, we're going to look at tuning. Do not underestimate component fatigue. Things wear out. It happens. Yeah, engines are high stress environments. Lots of parts in them as well, as you can tell from that picture. And yeah, if one bit goes, then it all basically goes. It needs all of those parts to work properly. If you haven't got them all, it doesn't work properly. So yeah, obviously computers used in lots of things. Testing, oh, not so much testing, but designing and measuring and things. So that's that. Right, let me get the door back on the bench and get the window installed. Right, here is what we have. We've got a window, some gears and bits that are going to affix to the window. We've got the handle, which needs a bit of work doing to it. We've got a little strip that's going to be added momentarily. Lots of little bits in little bags. Tiny screws, even tinier screws, bigger screws, the handle bit, and more screws. Lots of screws of various types. That's the only other bit that's not a screw, actually. Yeah. So we're going to be using that to begin with. We're starting off with this, that, and that, and a GP screw. What's that? That's TP. It's close. There's going to be one of these tiny ones. A GP screw. There we go. Two of those in there, so I shall keep one safe if the other one should try and escape. Not even want it to come out of the bag. It's very shy, that screw, apparently. There we go. So let's put that aside for now. I shall use a tiny screwdriver for this, because it's a tiny screw. That's what you need. So this is going on there. Obviously one end has a hole in it, the other end doesn't. End doesn't, so let's turn it around. That end does have a tiny hole in it, and there's a tiny hole there. Make sure I'm getting it the right way around. Yes, so that needs to go through there. I'm going to put my glasses of seeing on, because this is really quite small. I need to be able to see what I'm doing. So let's have a look. I know, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to see what I'm doing very well, but that screw goes through there without any threading or anything. Right, I like it. I like the tiny little small details. So by holding that and putting the screw in the end, getting it straight, go. That should tighten up in there. like that. And then we have a tiny little handle which will rotate as we're doing up and down the window. So that is then fit into the door. I've got the door from previously. We've got the shiny outer panel and the inner bits. It's the inner bit that we need to work with. Let's lay that down over there out of the way. That is installing through there with 87C. I don't recognise that. Is that another bit in there? I've just overlooked. Isn't. I might have a bit that's come out of the packet and got lost. Let me double check. 87 is this issue. So everything there should be there. 87C is a different part, which I seem to not have. Not stuck in any of those. Let me check the packet and I shall be right back. Okay, I'm being dense. It's that bit. It was here all along. It just looks a little bit different in the instructions. It's more of a bigger teeth than it actually is in real life. So, yeah, I have got it. Don't worry about it. So this is going through there from the inside, obviously, to there. And this is fitting with a flattened side on there like that. This is not actually having a screw on there as yet. No. We're fitting the other parts first. So we've got this wheel and that wheel. Right, so that's going on there, like so. This is going next to it with that side down, like that. And yes, that all connects up by the looks of things. Yeah, that does connect up. It looks like it's not really meshing, but it is. So that's going on there, and this is being held in place with a BP screw, which is one of those, one with the built-in washer. So one of those out, please. Here. Normal size screwdriver for that, I think. But no, it's still got a very small head on that, so I'll stick with this one. Get that on there. I should have done this before putting that in place because I've got to hold that all the time now. So that is now going to go in there. That will hold most of this in place. We tighten it down, make sure it's not slipped over any of the teeth. And you're not trying to bind it against things. That will do the job there. And then we need this plate. Going to go over those connection points, and that's what's going to hold everything together in the end. I mean, makes up that line down there as well quite nicely. So we need a VM screw, one of those ones. Put that one in first because that's going to hold in this bit that I'm going to hold in with my other hand as well. Moment. Do make sure you use the correct screws as they instruct, because if you get them wrong, get them all out first, you may well be in trouble. That in there, holding that on the other side, getting that screwed down onto there. That should tighten down quite nicely and still leave that some wiggle room. Don't really want too much wiggle room though. That go any tighter without causing problems. Yeah, a little bit more than that. I think that will do though. There we go. And then we need AP screws for the rest of that. Will be these ones, so I can now let go of that. So what we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 AP screws to hold this in place. On the 4 corners, funnily enough. Who could have possibly predicted that? Go through there, though, is it? Really? Wait a minute. It's saying AP screw through there. Yep. Can't even open the packet now. This is proving to be a fun episode. I do like the build. I like the mechanisms. Obviously, there's not much, no actual engine gearbox or things, but on. Don't make me cut away from opening a bag. Yeah, there we go. Think there. Yeah, there we go. That's it. Right. So 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 spare. So that's going to be spare. That's the other one. One of them left. So that's spare as well. Get that there. And get all the others in before I tighten the first one down. But remembering that there's bits sticking out the back of this, so don't just lean it on a bench and push too hard, because you'll end up breaking things off, and you don't want to do that. Nobody wants things broken off in the middle of a build, or nearing the end of a build, really. So yeah, this episode marks the end of this door, basically. Although by the looks of it, we're not actually attaching it as yet, but we are going to be moving on to the other door afterwards. So this is sort of the end of the new stuff for a few issues. Basically going to duplicate everything over onto the other side of the car for the other door. So I've got the handle on there. If I turn that, what happens? That means window goes up and down, basically. That will go to there. Nice. I like it. I like mechanisms that work against things. So we need these strips, apparently. 3 of these clear strips. One for each side. The window. Oh, that half. That's broken. That's broken. I've broken one of these strips. Obviously a little bit damaged in the middle there. So I'm going to put that back on there. Use that as the spare one. They give you spare ones because things might happen like that. I shall peel the second one off, especially carefully, in case the same thing might happen again. Try that again. Up on that one. That one seems to be duplicate. There we go. So that is that now off there. So we are fitting this basically to the inside. It just says top of the inner section of the door. So let's try lining it up. Not going over the top. Lining it up with the inner section of the door. And on this piece here as well, the other one, hopefully again, won't break. There we go. Going across this chrome piece there. I'm going to start at the back because I know where the back is, but I don't know exactly where the front is because of the border light. It's obviously not on this part of the door. Sticking that down there. Nice, right. Then we have this piece. We're going to put that back aside for now. The window itself goes over there, like that. Like curve to it. Obviously, you've got to make sure it's the right way around. A BP screw. That one. It is one of those, leaving one spare. Goes on the end there. You can't escape out very far. I'm not entirely certain that that's really necessary for it. The window still has a lot of travel on the inside bit of that. That's tightening down onto there. So the window can't fall off now, although you probably could if you manipulate it just right. But we won't manipulate it at all. We'll leave it there. And then turning the page, we join the 2 parts of the door together, aligning the holes and lynch pins. 6 AM screws for that. I haven't used that yet. that. I'm sure they'll come into play at some point. They haven't come into play. One TP screw being used on that. The little silver one. What about SM? I haven't seen that. I'm going to double check back before I put things together. Make sure I've not overlooked something with an SM screw. Nope, no mention of that. Let's just double check that yeah, it does say it includes some SM screws, but I haven't used them. AM, TP. Oh, so 6 AM and a single TP screw required to hold everything together. So I'll put those aside over there. TP is the silvery one. And AM we've got quite a lot of, so 6 of those. 1, 2, 4, 6. So 2 spares from that. Right. So this is going over there like that, with the window quite floppy. Well, it's not together properly yet, so that's probably why it's a bit floppy at the moment, but let's see what we've got to line up where. We got there, around. Try it again then, shall we? And up that one at the back there. What I'm going to do is take the window down, because I think that will be easier to install with it out of the way. Halfway is probably the best bet. That's not down on the inside. Yeah, this is going to be a little bit tricky. What have I not got lined up somewhere? Something is not lining up. Not the window, that's not in the way of anything. No, it isn't. It can't be. Everything's going to be the right way round for that. TP screw is going to go through the top of that, so I know where that's going to go. So yes, come on, a little bit of wobbling. Maybe the window doesn't. No, the window was lined up right. Okay, for some reason, something is not lining up where it should. The hinges. In the right sort of location. I'm going to figure out why this is working, or isn't working rather, and get a couple of the screws in off camera so I can figure out exactly what's what and swear at it a little bit. So I shall see you in a moment when I finish it off and make sure it all looks good. Okay, the problem was in fact the window. There is a little groove that it's got sitting, obviously, between the front and back pillars on that, and it wasn't quite in there. But now it is, and everything just fits down where it should be. So let's get a couple of these screws in. Make sure it doesn't escape anywhere else. Assuming that lines up. I think that's in, but it's only in a little bit, but that's where I want it. I want it at the back. That's definitely going in because I can see that one. Let's try. I'm going to go back to a bigger screwdriver for these slightly bigger screws. Throw that one in there. The trouble with going into metal, you can't really feel if it's going in or not. It's not coming back out again, so I think it is. It's just got a few turns to tighten up. There we go. Right, I'm getting there. I shall get these in and then come back and make sure the window works. Okay, yes, all the screws in, all nice and tight and secure, and it looks lovely. It looks fine. Let's see if it works. I'm pretty sure it does, but go smooth. Windows up, windows down. I like that. do like that. I'm sure it's not life size in that it takes basically one complete turn from open to closed. And I'm sure you can adjust that to get that wherever you want it to be. I'm quite happy with it to be in that direction. How the windows will be on the finished model, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to have them closed most of the time. But it's nice to be able to open them. So that is that. We've got the sprung hinge on the clip. So clip it. We've got the hinges there for the opening and closing. And yeah, I shall give it a polish up and get rid of my fingerprints from it before I put that aside. We're not attaching it to the body of the car yet. I think we'll do the other door, and probably we have to attach that before we get it all together. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, I like that. That looks like a door, and it works as well. So thank you very much for joining me for this. I shall see you soon for the next bit, starting on the other door. So it's sort of a repeat of a few episodes, but we get another door out of it. So I'll see you for that very shortly. Thanks for watching. Bye bye for now.